former royal Meghan Markle hits back, of course, at her critics following the launch of her Spotify audio podcast, whatever you want to call it. There seems to be, well, as ever, some mystery and intrigue surrounding exactly how it was all put together. And more importantly, truly, was Serena the very first option? Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of London. Nice to see you today. As ever, hope you're keeping well. Don't know what you're up to today, so do let me know. You know, we've got a bank holiday over here in the United Kingdom this coming weekend, so it's really nice because everything slows down. But guess what? We've also got a bus strike on the same couple of days as well. They know how to hit you hard, don't they? The minute you've got a bit of time off and you think, tell you what, I'll do that or I'll go and visit that, you can't because there's a bus strike. Don't get me going. If you come to London, do check these things out seriously because they can hamper if you're trying to go to some of the more famous beauty spots, you know, Buckingham Palace, Tower of London, that sort of stuff. Just check in advance, truly, because they just come out from nowhere. Back as ever, though, to your breaking story of the day. This story, again, you know, is fascinating because, as I told you the other day, we found out that 28 people were responsible for the very first podcast. Now, I work in television, audio, print and everything. Everybody's cutting down, trust me. You know, what do you get 28 people to do? I'm not so sure. You know, was somebody there just to put the M&Ms on a plate, just the lemon ones? I mean, truly, Meghan, why do you need all of these people? Seemingly, though, Spotify are paying, they don't care. Maybe they're just relieved to finally get a podcast out. But according to a very good source, and as ever, we have to say allegedly, while a superstar tennis player was the very first guest, Serena Williams, and all chiping on about ambitions and setbacks and stuff like that, she wasn't actually the very first choice, allegedly. According to a very good source working on the show, the real choice, the number one choice, was none other than Michelle Obama. And the reason behind this was, of course, that Prince Harry shares the very same publisher as Michelle. Michelle has a brand new book out. They figured that this would be a very good swap over deal. Sadly for Meghan, though, seemingly that Michelle was just too busy. As we've told you before, she seems very much attached, nicely so, to our wonderful monarch of 70 years, Queen Elizabeth II, and wouldn't want to do anything to upset her. How nice to find that, truly. But there's another bigger problem now for Meghan also, because she's scouting around for guests, you know, whichever way you look at it. Not everybody wants to go and be on a podcast. But one person that has been asked and has yet to say yes, and one has to wonder why, is, of course, Princess Beatrice, good friend of Harry and Meghan, but a very risky venture for her to do because, of course, everything will be dissected, and more importantly, what could she talk about? Now, the story that everybody would want her to talk about would be what's happening with her father and how are the family coping with that. She won't be allowed to talk about that, so perhaps she could just talk about being herself, what she gets up to and her jobs and her holidays, stuff like that. But right now, Meghan truly is scouting around and as ever looking for that extra sprinkle of royal stardust to make sure that people carry on tuning in for this $18 million deal with Spotify. As ever, when I know more, you'll know more. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.